Hello, everybody. Welcome on my first live session. I hope that I'm hearable well. So, anybody welcome to join. And I just have to look at a few things. But anyway, for those which don't know me yet, my name is Aneta Schaap-Oziemlak. I did PhD in stem cells and 4 postdocs in 3 different countries, Netherlands, Belgium, and Poland. I'm proud to be Polish, and after 4 postdocs, I decided to. I see that somebody's already indicating that sound is good, so that's great for Czech. Thanks a lot. Yes, after 4 postdocs, I decided to set up my own startup in Netherlands. And I think it's great ecosystem because, first of all, it's a very nice and permissive culture to set up your company, especially English speaking. So for all people which think about moving to Netherlands and set up their startup, I can offer help. I can offer coaching here. And today on this session, I'd like to talk a little bit about how we could create brighter future for PhD students and postdocs in life sciences, especially because I graduated in STEM, so in life sciences. And this session, I think I will keep for 15 minutes because I also like to, involve you guys, all PhD students and postdocs, which gave yesterday thumb up for participating in this live sessions. And there was Dr. Nigel Clarke. I don't know if you hear. Helen Coe, Helen. We have also on Schaap, Mohammed Tayyub, biologist. Fatma from Masmoudi, PhD students, and Charles River Laboratories. So these are the people which yesterday gave thumb up and that they are interested in such sessions. I think advantage of such sessions. I see here that it's buffering and I don't see anything. Is that better now? Let me see. Can I give something? Is it better now? So yeah, it's always about images and live sessions, especially if you run them live, that sometimes or I'm not hearable or I'm not seen well. So anyway, coming back to the post of Helen Coe, I think it's very important post. And I think for those which didn't see it on LinkedIn, I'd like to bring it. Helen wrote something very inspiring, something important for life isn't for through doctoral work are not only translatable, but also highly valuable to a wide range of careers. I'm more than my pipetting. She screamed from the mountain else entirely. No matter what you call it, scientists really are everywhere. And I think this is very important post because it brings how much, being highly trained as a scientist. That's why I also agree with Helen that scientists are needed in every field. So academia, industry, which also includes, of course, scientific science, so industrial science, but also business development, grant writing. That's also applied to industry still, for especially academic internships in the sector of law, of government, and here I would say also politics, because great science of very serious diseases, and I'm talking here about cancer, but many different diseases. So I really love her poster. It's very truly impactful. I would add here entrepreneurship, and that's why together with serial entrepreneur from United States, we did are organizing workshops, entrepreneurship workshops for scientists to gain entrepreneurial skills. And this is done for global community because we believe that we want to bring. So I hope everything is fine now and I'm hearable. 7 minutes past 1, so hopefully more people joining. So I would like to guys to bring this live sessions as a discussion, as a platform for questions, for discussing difficult issues and matters, how to create actually and ideas, how to create a brighter future for PhD students and postdocs in life sciences. And I think it's important to really every time talk about this and keep it as important and priority to talk about this, not just once a while. Once a while we see article in Nature, which I also presented on my vlog that life of PhD students and postdocs is horrible because at some point they end up because of too low salaries, too uncertain future, 2 years or 1 year contracts, enter uncertain future. And there is not enough mentorship also about this. So I think one of the questions I think or issues I like to bring is it's not sufficient mentorship. So if there's not enough mentorship in universities, I think that's why also as an agile coach, I created a possibility of offering coaching to PhD students, but also to postdocs, which want to make transition from academia to industry, which made already this. They believe that being scientists in industry gives them very different conditions of work or being employed and possibilities for a permanent position. So I think this already creates way more stable working conditions for all scientists which want to make now transition. And the other thing is that if I talk to companies from Leiden Bioscience Park, because I also participate in human capital, which is called, so basically learning and maintaining human talent, so talented, highly skilled scientists in Leiden Bioscience Park. We very much discussing not only how to discover talent, that's one thing, but also how to maintain it, how to create nurturing conditions which serve everybody. And I think it's also important to realize that whenever you are not always, or academic way of training is not sufficient. Very often companies are asking you for any link with industry in your work experience, in your maybe education experience. And I think I also met a lot of people which did PhD in companies. In Europe, that's not really common, but it's happening. One of my colleagues did PhD in company, and she told me, because it was a colleague from my lab when I was doing PhD at Erasmus MC Rotterdam, she told me that indeed this is very valuable because you can very quickly to move to industry and develop your scientific career in industry in the sector. So you don't have to really think about transition, and your application, in contrast to academic scientists, which is applying for industrial jobs, it doesn't sound like, sorry, you were not selected as a candidate because you don't have enough industrial experience. Then you don't have this type of, I would say, explanations and rejection letters. So definitely doing PhD in industry, it's can be way more offering you better career development. And in academia, this is something which is still needs to be changed. And since I have environment and academic programs for both PhD students and postdocs, because my vision, as I always said also with last time with Eswani, I was happy to have interview with her, associate professor from United States in entrepreneurship, is that indeed we have to create such programs for PhDs and postdocs, which allow postdocs to transit to startups. And in the startups, by working in startups, also on innovation, also on science, also on project management, they can make easier transition from academia to industry. And of course, we also have to make sure that we have sufficient number of scientists pool or new scientists new generation of scientists in academia. But if you look actually at the numbers of the percentages of increasing percentages of PhD students in many different countries, including China, university politics is to actually going towards, and it's already happening towards, increasing percentage of PhD students. But what about all the people which graduate and can stay from all the graduated as a principal investigator or group leader or getting tenure track? The percentage is actually shocking how little chances are offered by academia worldwide. So, well, we need to look for alternatives ways. And of course, if universities are increasing percentage of PhD students globally, then I think it's important to develop such programs for PhD students or at university for 2 years. Sometimes in US, this is even 1 year contract. So these people are not only busy with publishing, very quickly generating data, publishing, but thinking about what I'm going to do next. I mean, I need to get a job. I need to pay my bills. I want to develop science, but I need to have some nurturing conditions, right? So I think it's important to create such nurturing programs, and that's why I also joined politics, because these things are also happening at the top level, and more initiatives can be generated while you being in politics, while you talk to Minister of Higher Education. And I'm really hope that I can meet Minister this year of Education and talk to him about such programs and develop such programs as a startup, having also academic background, but also being advocate for postdocs and PhD students, especially in life sciences, to really create such programs and make an impact, global impact, because I always believe that such program can be translatable to other countries. So I hope this is something which will keep being extremely essential and important, but also in political programs, not only talking about climate change, but also about future of education, because that's something which is truly essential, not just for us, for academia, for industry. We have to have sufficient amount of talented human resources or talented human capital. We cannot just drop it at any education level. So, especially when we invest, or universities are investing in training PhD students, I think that's something which we cannot lose. We cannot lose scientists. And we cannot let people just walk away from science because they are disappointed and they cannot get a job right away. So I think it's something which, as you maybe can hear from my voice, and I will have a little bit of coffee now. I will have some coffee, which I am. This is something which I'm on a mission, and I hope that in politics I can really make an impact. Maybe also for you guys which think about, yes, I want to help Annette, I want to support her. Please join this also live sessions. Please send me the questions which are important and relevant for you. What kind of issues you deal worldwide at different universities. Of course, you don't have to mention university always, because I know that that can be very sensitive in terms when you are still employee. But just bring issues. Let's first name these issues, and let's name issues which are important to talk about, because I believe that together we can find a way to solve it. So I see that now it's the 16th minute of live session, and I hope this chat will come back. And I wanted to actually start to, as I said, make this live sessions for brighter future of PhD students and postdocs more regular. So I'd like to create maybe every Tuesday at 1 such possibility. I also thought, because there are people which are from Canada and other countries, maybe from US, would like to join. I also would like to create session maybe at 4. So Tuesday at 4. So that's always every Tuesday on 4. I will continue talking about this, about my next steps and my next challenges, because this is not an easy path where everybody are offering you help. It is the way that you need to reach to this people positioned at key decision making, and you need to talk to them. You need to bring some ideas, but also some plan, some potential draft of program. So that's what I'm going to talk about, because maybe that also gives all the other people which are going to join next session, will give more, let's say, reference to talk about this and see how we can shape this program together. And especially here, I'm addressing the PhD students and postdocs globally. So in different countries, I know it can be different, but depending on regulations and policy. But I think we should standardize it too at some point to create a brighter future for PhD students and postdocs worldwide. So I thought that this is something which I'd like to share for you today. I'm running into 20 minutes, but you can see how much, how much I really care about academia, but also about future of human talent, especially highly trained, highly skilled PhDs and PhD students. So, if you guys have any questions, this session will be available later on YouTube. So you can go through it, and you can also pop up some questions if you have, or bring some issues which you'd like to discuss for the next Tuesday. And maybe this time I will run it at 4, so that also people from US can join. Although I think, if I think about Eastern time in Boston, at least I have there a lot of strong connections. This is 6 hours back, so it should be 10 a.m. So I would think if it was p.m. Central European time, because then there's lunchtime, so maybe more people can join from US at the lunchtime at noon. So I think that's for now. That's for this session. There's a lot of things to discuss, so don't worry that I will bring you a lot of things which I would like to discuss. And I don't know if anybody would like to ask some question here, if anybody has questions, because I see that there are some people here present. So do you guys have any questions, any matters you would like to discuss for the next session? You can put it in the chat. No, I don't see it. So, well, later you can always put it in the chat. So it's, I think the live chat is really nice, because you can actively being involved in asking questions, in putting your comments, whatever is bothering you about your career choices, which are currently available and offered by, and mentorship which is offered by university. So, well, thanks a lot. I'm going to stop, and see you next time. See you next Tuesday at, I will see if this will be 4 or 6. I still have to think about this, but see you on the next session discussing a brighter future and how to create it, how to create bright PhD students and postdocs. So take care and best wishes. See you next time. Bye.